Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the MOP podcast. I'm here with Mitch Kofsky. That's right? Mitch
Yep, that is right. Yep.
Kofsky. So he's a podcaster. He obviously has a YouTube channel as well. So I'm very glad to have him here on my podcast with me. And once again, I appreciate you for being here. And most importantly, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's kind of rough being a Sixers fan right now. We're coming off a win against the Charlotte Hornets. Joel Embiid dropped 35. It's a rough time, but I'll take a dub. I'll take a win.
Yeah, whenever you can get a win, you take it.
Yep.
So we got Mitch here with us. Let me put the banner. My bad, I didn't do it
You're good.
before, but
Okay.
we here. We here. Here we go. We here with Mitch Kofsky. So he has a YouTube channel. He does play by play. He obviously has the Pick and Roll podcast. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Pick and Roll podcast. Yeah, you got like another co-host.
So for the Pick and Roll podcast, it's we got a lot of hosts there. Right
Oh my
now it's
bad.
us. We got us four. We got four. Me, Blaze Radio, Nikki Steves, and Rio from the Just Fans podcast. We have a couple guys, but they're on a hiatus right now. They should be back next after Andy and Coach Ed. Shout out to my guys, man. I miss ya. But yeah, Pick and Roll podcast every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Hardcore Sports Network.
So there you go. There you can find Mitch. He's a great. He obviously knows ball, and he will be here with us talking about the 76ers. That's what we are gonna be talking about on this episode of the MOP podcast. I have the last time I did like a live stream was like 2 months ago. So maybe I need to get the rust. I'm a little bit rusty. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotta get the rust off. Gotta
yeah,
get the
yeah,
rust
yeah.
off.
I need to get the rust off. Yo, shout out to Philly Special Cards. He
That's
says,
my
"Yo,
guy.
salute." We got A in the chat as well. Maniacs, salute, bro.
Yeah. Uh,
Salute.
Good.
Well,
Let's
so
get this
I
started.
think I think we got a great episode here with us, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. For the people that is watching it live, hopefully you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, so you can also find Mitch on the Pull Up Pick and Roll podcast and on his YouTube channel as well. So let's get into it. Man, how did you became a 76ers fan?
So I've been a Sixers fan my whole life. I'm 30 years old. So it was around like the 2000 era. Allen
Oh,
Iverson.
with Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson, he got me into it. My dad was a huge 76ers fan at that time. He still is, but not right now with the whole team going on. But it was Allen Iverson that got me into the Sixers fan. Got me into
We
being a Sixers fan.
with
Yeah.
that year going against the Lakers, beating them in Game One of the Finals, with Allen Iverson going ballistic,
Yep.
having I think he had the Coach of the Year,
Yep. We had the coach of
Six
the
Man
year.
of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. It was the whole
Yep.
package. But
It was the whole package. Six man of the year, Aaron McKee, coach of the year, Larry Brown, MVP, Allen Iverson, and defensive player of the year, Dikembe Mutombo, who we did trade for halfway. We traded Theo
Oh,
Ratliff for Dikembe Mutombo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So it's incredible. Yeah, I think if you are not a fan of Allen Iverson, that's your problem. You got something wrong going on with the crossover, the style, the swag, the whole thing. It was
Yeah.
crazy AI. So let's get into it. Let me ask you this. This is something that I really wanted to ask you before, doing the prep and everything. Like, how was for you, like going from, having those teams, the Larry Brown, like old style, type of basketball, going into the playoffs, then going maybe into the transition, from the process. How did you, when did you first heard about the process, or when for you the process started?
It started for me like in 2014, with that whole era, drafting Embiid,
With
going from
Hinkie, right?
there.
Sam Hinkie.
Sam Hinkie, yep. Him being the general manager, him had a vision. The vision didn't come to light. So then we drafted all these players that turn out well. Markel Fultz, Ben Simmons. I can go on and on with that whole list. But yeah, Joel Embiid, he became the focal point, and then we tried to build around him. It never worked. It never worked until it still never worked to this day. So if you want me to be honest, it never worked to this day. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
Has the process been processed?
I have to say yes. I think the process is
Damn.
done. I think it's done. Just because you look at the roster now, yes, we have Embiid. Yes, we have Maxi. Yes, we got Paul George. We got Kelly Oubre and company.
McCain.
McCain, yes. I'm a huge fan of Jerry McCain. Huge fan. Yeah, it just did not
He
turn
went
out
down with an
well.
injury, right?
Lateral torn meniscus. Yep,
Yeah.
he'll be out for a couple months. So another injury for the Sixers. That's another thing. The health. We cannot stay healthy. That's been like our
So
whole theme throughout the whole career, the whole process.
so
Staying
so
healthy.
when did you realize that the process was over?
I kind of knew it was over, kind of like a couple years ago when,
Damn.
yeah, because it's just
Like
like
post
with
bubble, like 2021, 20.
yeah, it's when I'm trying to, it's when we lost to the Heat. No, it was the Toronto Raptors. Remember with the triple doink? I felt like it was
Oh,
over
in
then.
2019, I guess Kawhi.
Kawhi, yeah, that triple
Yes,
doink. Boom, boom,
it's
boom.
like a Mandela effect. Some people think that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, but that was in the second round.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
it was that. Then you had the Miami Heat, going up against the New York Knicks last year. It just like hasn't been good for us ever since. It hasn't been good ever since the 2000s.
yeah, in 01 was the last time that the 76ers got into the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
2001, yeah,
Bro, it's been a long
2001.
time. It's been a
It's been
long time.
it's been a long time, yes,
Wow.
very very
Oh,
long
and
time.
we got some comments here. I wish Larry Brown will come out of retirement and coach the Sixers, this
Yes,
Sixers team.
yes.
Jared McCain with the
Nails.
nails and everything.
Yeah.
He's saying, "What's up? What's up,
What's
everybody?"
up, man? What's up?
Ever since Jimmy Butler left, the process ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was going on around that time when y'all got Jimmy Butler? That was
So
supposed to be, a contender. Let me say this before
yeah.
you can give me your
Go
answer.
for it.
It's like I remember do you remember the layup, the layup that Jimmy Butler hit
Yes.
in Game 7?
Yep.
I think it was to take the lead or to tie the game,
To
and
tie it.
then
Yep.
obviously we gotta say it, Kawhi Leonard carried the ball twice. He carried the ball twice, and then the luckiest shot in maybe the last 10 plus maybe years,
Yeah.
and then we got Joel Embiid crying and everything. But how it was, having those expectations, because that was a big three on paper. Now you got a big three again. It's like how it's crazy.
Yeah. It's just like that whole thing with Jimmy Butler is just crazy because even Jimmy Butler said it was like Tobias Harris over me. It was never Tobias Harris. It was never him. The Sixers chose Ben Simmons and Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler because they saw a vision with Ben Simmons. They thought he was going to be the next big thing. They trusted Brett Brown at that time, and that never worked out. And since to this point, Joel Embiid wanted or still wants to play with Jimmy Butler. Still wants him, but I don't want Jimmy Butler back. I don't want Jimmy Butler back. I want Joel Embiid out.
Wow, wow, that's a maybe a bold take, to
Yeah.
say that, being a Sixer fan. So wow, Joel Embiid is 30 years old.
He's my age. He's 30. Yeah.
Wow, Jimmy's 35.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much done. But Wow, let's get into Joel Embiid. What you know, he has won two scoring titles. He has won an MVP. You know, but the
Yeah.
problem is he has. I think in the playoffs he has only played one. He has only won one playoff series in which he played all the games. I think it was
Yeah.
against Toronto. That's crazy. But another thing is that how do you think Joel Embiid deals with the pressure of never getting past the second round?
It's gotta be tough for him, right? It's gotta be a mindset thing. Like he's doing everything he can to get on that court. He played with the face injury. He played with the broken leg. He played with all these injuries, but still cannot get over the hump. So with me being fed up with Joel Embiid, it's just like, okay, what is the next thing? We'll keep on seeing the same thing from you. Like last night, we saw him destroy the Hornets. He's not playing the Cavs tonight. He's not going to play tonight. So for me, he's playing all these bad teams, but he's not playing any of the good teams. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, it's the same thing. I'm tired to move on. I want to build around Maxey and McCain. That is the future for me. Maxey and McCain going forward.
So maybe you already answered the question to maybe you already gave me the answer to this question, but so Joel Embiid, in your opinion, is not reliable enough to be the number one option on a championship team.
No, I don't think he's reliable at all. And I've been saying this for a
Because
while
there's a
now.
difference. I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a
Go
difference
for
of
it.
having talent, being talented enough to be a number one option on a championship team, but you know, there's another thing of being reliable enough.
Yeah. So this whole thing with Embiid, it's not his team anymore. It's Maxi. So it's a guard-driven league. It's a guard and wing. So you need one of those guys to be the number one option, and I feel like Maxi can be the number one option down the stretch, and Embiid needs to take a back seat, kind of like with Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. You saw Cat taking a step back, and you saw Edwards blossom to what he is today. So that is what Joel Embiid needs to do. He needs to be like, okay, I'm the second option now. Maxi's the guy, and Paul George is three, McCain is four, and just go on from there. So that's
Yeah,
what I think he needs to do.
it has been crazy with Joel Embiid. You know,
Yeah.
the whole rivalry, the rivalry going against Jokic. You know, there are a lot of people saying, you know, to this day that they would take Joel Embiid over Jokic. That's a topic for another day. But you know, Joel dealing with a lot of injuries. You know, being an elite scorer, he's an elite scorer.
Right.
You know, he can also have a huge impact on the defensive end, but you know, I think there in a very simplistic way, there's always like an excuse. There's always like a, you know, it was Brett Brown, then it was Doug Rivers, then it was you know, Ben Simmons, then it was James Harden. You know, there's always, but do you think that people in the media, people in, you know, local coverage for the 76ers, do you think that they have held Joel Embiid accountable enough, or they've been has he been held accountable to the level
Uh,
that you think that he needs
I
to be held accountable?
I don't know if I could say that because he's keep on getting injured time and time and time again. So it's just like holding accountable. He's never on the floor. So how
Yeah,
can you be held accountable when you're never on the floor? So for me, I'm just like, yes, you can try to hold him accountable and like, okay, get over here, get over the next round, but he's never there. He's never on the floor. So it's like, yeah,
it's like that's a perfect way of saying it, right? Embiid's career is one big what if. It's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, he's telling me he in Spanish Miguel, he's telling me that, you know, in South America, or maybe in the US as well, some people call Joel Embiid the fraud. Do you think that's out of pocket to call Joel Embiid the fraud,
No, it's not out of pocket at all. I really,
or it's a disrespect, or do you think it's a sign of disrespect to call Joel Embiid, or to say that he's a fraud?
he is a fraud. It's not a disrespect
Damn,
at all. I'm telling
that's
you, I've had enough with Joel Embiid. I had enough. And it's just getting to that point where you got to prove us wrong. You got to be out on the floor. You got to do all these things. Yes, you're playing through injuries. Yes, you're playing through a sinus infection, a cerebral palsy. Playing through a torn meniscus and all that. But it's just like we're still here. We're still at square one. We're still at square one.
Let me ask you. This is a broad topic, but what do you think about the Marcus Hayes situation when he wrote for the Philadelphia Inquirer, if I'm not mistaken, a
Yeah.
piece about, making reference to Joel Embiid's sons and Joel Embiid, brother that was tragically killed when he was a rookie for the Sixers. What do you think about that situation? What do you think about when he said he's not playing back to back? What do you think about when he said, that he has done too much for the city to be treated like this? What do you think about when he comes out and says, I don't know the role. I don't know my role in the offense. What do you think about the team meeting situation when a 21, 22-year-old player like Tyrese Maxey on the come up calls out a teammate, calls out the best player of the team. He calls out the franchise player, one of the top 5, top 10 players in the league. What do you make out of all those things that have happened during the last past months? You
So
know,
with Embiid, I'm going to start off with the Marcus Hayes situation first. And that situation has gone off way too far. I don't know what Marcus Hayes wrote in the article, but he talked about Joel Embiid's brother, a dead relative, and all that. And you can't go that far. Like, you cross the line, but this is where Embiid effed up. You cannot shove any reporters. You can't touch them. You can't put any hands on them, any physical contact or whatever. So
and he
at
got
the end of the
suspended.
day, yeah, he got suspended for like a couple games here and there. For me, it should have been more, but it's just like you can't do that to a reporter. You can't do that. Marcus Hayes has been known for doing stuff like this. He's been known to write all these articles that are over the line, over the boundary. So Joel Embiid should have known, and the security should have known better when Marcus Hayes was there, even though Joel Embiid was feeling some kind of way. So I blame the whole 76ers organization for that. And then now you talk about the team meeting. Props to Maxey. Props to Tyrese Maxey here, because it's one of those guys where he's young, he's ready for the leadership, he's calling out the best
He's hungry.
player, he's hungry, he wants to do something, and he's calling out Embiid for being lazy and being late and being tired or whatever. So for me, honestly, I just can't take it anymore. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, don't worry. So we're here with Mitch Kofsky. We're talking about the Sixers, the whole Embiid situation. During this season, I don't know if Joel is gonna. Let me see. What are the Sixers' realistic expectations? Wow, we'll need to have Mitch back here in order to answer that question. But for me, what are the Sixers' realistic expectations? Mm, well, to make the playoffs, first of all.
All
What
right, sorry
what
about that.
what what would be your answer, Mitch, to
Uh,
that question?
so for me, I'm on the fence here. I am really on the fence. So honestly, I have them in the play-in, like in the lower bottom right now. I got them like the ninth and 10th seed. There's Sixers fans having them in third and fourth seed. And I'm just like, there's too many flaws here. You can't go up that high with Kyle Lowry and I recording. No. So I have us in the bottom of the play-in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be tough. You got the Cavs with the best record in the league. You got the Celtics. You got
The Knicks,
Orlando.
or
Orlando has been playing really well. They lost Banchero and Wagner as well. Oh, let me
yeah.
ask you this. I didn't wrote this on my notes, but what is your opinion about Daryl Morey?
The whole thing with Daryl Morey is kind of tricky, right? He's always known for getting to like these veteran guys. He's always known to get like one of his favorite players, James Harden, Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, and stuff like
Daniel
that.
House.
Daniel House, yep, etc. Chris Paul for the Houston Rockets back in the day. So he's always known to go after like these big names, and it never pans out. So I am not a fan of Daryl Morey either. I am not. Like I am so fed up with this organization. So yes, he did draft Maxey. He did draft McCain. He is good at drafting, but he's not good at building a team around. I don't think he's good at building a team. Right now, players are injured. You can't help it. You can't help it. We haven't seen the whole team on the floor yet. So it's kind of mixed, but I'm not on Daryl Morey's bandwagon.
I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't that high on Maxi.
Oh,
Let's
huh?
say in the last 2 years when he was pretty young, but now I see the talent and I see the leadership. That's one of the most important things, and he's
Yeah,
reliable. And as you said, this is a guard league for the majority of the teams, and it's crazy, man. It's great, and you gotta. Oh, what would in terms of roster, what would you have the Sixers? Because I think you have said before that you don't think the Sixers got a championship level contending team, something like, or roster, if
I
I'm not
wish they.
mistaken.
Yeah. I wish they did, but they can't when no one's healthy. They just can't when Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry are constantly on the floor and Nick Nurse is putting them in clutch time situations. And you still have guys like Reggie Jackson who doesn't get any playing time. You have Jeff Doughton who doesn't get any playing time. You have all these young guys. Ricky Council, he's been playing a little bit. He's so signed. KJ Martin, who I think might be traded at the deadline. So I am really I championship contender. I'm gonna say no, just because you got the Celtics, like you said in the Eastern Conference, Celtics, Cavs, Knicks, not the Heat, but Orlando.
The
Once they get all
Bucks.
their the Bucks, yeah, the NBA Cup champions. Congrats to Glenn Rivers on your second championship. But it's just like, yeah, there's too many teams, and I think the Sixers are falling below that. The Pacers have been taking a dive as well. Same with Halliburton. So maybe I still got them in the play-in. I still got them there.
And let me ask you this:
Yeah.
what
Give
was
me.
your reaction when you saw Joel Embiid playing for the USA team
I had
at the
this.
Olympics?
I had this hot take. People were coming at me left and right. I called him the most selfish player in the league for going to the USA, playing for the Olympics, just because he wanted to win. He wanted to go medal. He wanted to be surrounded by winners like you have Curry, LeBron, Durant, all
A
these
stacked team.
Hall of Famers. And for me personally, I would have been like, okay, he played injured. He played injured in the Olympics, and I think he got injured there too. So for me, I'm just like, why didn't you just stay home, relax, and get your body right, get your mind right? But no, it was all about that hardware. It was all about that gold medal. And I'm just like, I was tired of it, man. I didn't want him to go in the first place. But then he went. The Sixers had no say whatsoever. They could not tell him no. They could not tell him, look, you're not healthy. We got to get you right for the season. It was all about him to get a gold medal. That's basically what it was. And he wanted to be booed by the country of France. He
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
be booed. So that's like an ego troll of Joel Embiid coming out.
Oh yeah, that's a huge part of his personality, right? Even he
Yeah.
even calls himself Troel Embiid, something like that, right?
Yeah, definite. And I like this question here. Uh, what is your opinion on the Celtics? Is this best team in the East? I think they are the best team in the East just because they're coming off a championship win. The roster's incredible. Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum. I can go on and on. The Cavs have a better record right now. So if you guys were to put in the best of seven, Cavs and the Celtics, I'm going Celtics. I'm going Celtics. They have a
Easily.
better complete roster. The coach has been there before. They have player Derek White, Drew Holiday, the best perimeter guards in the league. So I'm like, I'll take Boston. It kills me to say that. It kills me to say that, but Boston's the best team in the East. Until someone ta- until someone knocks them down, they're the best team.
Yeah, and they are also dealing with the fact that they had an easy road, with it for the championship last year, so they had a proof, quote unquote, not to us, but if they want to go back, they if they want to go down in history for the Celtics. Did you know? If I'm not mistaken, did you know that the Celtics? When was the last time the Celtics went back to back?
Oh my god. Was that back in like the eight? I don't know. The Russell era? I forget when it was
Yeah, it
back to
was
back.
it was the Bill Russell era.
Oh my
They
god.
had 17 titles, 11 with Bill Russell, but the
Yeah.
last time they had a back to back, it was in Bill Russell's era. That's crazy.
Yeah. And
Larry Bird never won back to back titles.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Celtics are the best team in the NBA. Period. I agree. But
I
what is your opinion about OKC? Because there's a lot of people that got Celtics, OKC, and the rest of the teams. The rest of the
so
contenders.
for me, OKC had the best offseason. You brought Hartenstein. You needed a big when Chet Holmgren was out. Alex Caruso, one of the best defenders in the league. They needed that to go along with J-Dub and Shea. So to me, they had the best offseason. Do not count out the Denver Nuggets. I am telling you, the Nuggets are going to make some noise. They're trying to get Zach LaVine over to the Nuggets. They're trying to make a big trade against Zach LaVine. So for me, Jokic is the best player in the league right now. He's probably going to win another MVP. That is 4 for him. So I have the Nuggets and the Celtics in the finals.
Oh, I got before the season. I had the same prediction. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's way more easier, quote unquote, to be
Right.
right in the Eastern Conference with the Celtics. But I think we don't we can't count out the Nuggets. We OKC, because I don't know how Chet Holmgren is gonna come back. With the broken hip and everything. So we'll have
Yeah.
to see. We got the mask. We got the mask, but that's Luka. He has not been playing at an MVP level, even though every year it seems that he's the MVP favorite. But we'll see. Hopefully, you're right, and Jokic wins another MVP. But you
Yeah.
know, we'll see. It's all about the championships. It's all
Oh
about
my God. Yeah.
getting.
We're
It's all about
trying to
getting
get
to it.
there. You guys have been there. If you guys didn't know, he's a Nuggets fan. I've been trying to get there. We're trying to get there. We can't even get there.
That's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this before we head out. I don't want to
Yep.
take advantage of your time.
No.
It
All
has
good.
been pretty good. It has been amazing to have you here.
Of
So
course.
let me ask you this: what is about being around the Philly fan base? We got the Eagles. We got Fly Eagles Fly on the way.
On the road
On
to
the way to
victory.
victory and everything. We got the Sixers. They booing everybody. Even Joel Embiid. What is being around? What is like being around the Philly fan base, and what is
So
their
the
reputation?
so the reputation were the worst fans in the world. The Sixers and the Philadelphia fans, the people don't like us and we don't care. That's basically our theme song for that. But the fans are like, let's say we win, right? We beat the Steelers, right? I'm gonna go football on this route. We beat the Steelers. We're going to the Super Bowl, right? If we lose to the Steelers, we're done. Throw it all up. We're like give up on your team. And then you have the Sixers fan base who are begging. We are begging something to happen. Begging something to happen. And you just sit here and you see all these delusional tweets like, we're back. Sixers are going to do this, going to do that. And I'm just like, ugh, I can't stand. Like, you can be a fan. You can be a fan of anything, but have some reasoning behind it. Have some facts. Have some stats and everything. I study stats every single day. I study basketball every single day. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of our fan base. We threw batteries at Santa Claus.
Damn.
I mean, come on. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I'm just like, dang, like what? we dumped a bucket of popcorn on Westbrook. Remember that?
Oh
Do
yeah,
you?
yeah, it was crazy. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
And I think a Philly fan didn't he flip one of the players
yeah.
like the middle finger and everything.
That was to Westbrook.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was to Westbrook too. So
They
yeah, you know that guy's a doctor. I actually found out online the guy who flipped off Westbrook is a doctor.
oh that wow. It
And
says
I'm just, where did that come from? Yeah,
the Eagles have a jail at the stadium. That says it
we
all about the Eagles fans. Yeah,
we did at the
my
at
bad.
the
Because
vet. At the vet,
I
we did. Yeah.
this wasn't premeditated.
Uh,
The Chiefs played today, so that's why I'm wearing my Chiefs gear, my Chiefs jersey. But it was great when y'all won the Super Bowl. Going against Brady. That was
yeah.
good. That was good. That was good. With
First one.
what was the special play? What was the name of the special play?
The Philly special. It was called the
Oh
Philly
yeah, with
special.
Doug Peterson and everything.
Doug Peterson, Nick
Carson. It was Carson
Foles.
Wentz
It
then.
was Nick Foles. Yeah, Nick
Yeah, Nick
Foles in the Super
Foles.
Bowl. Yep.
So man, it has been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you being here with us.
Of
Hopefully
course.
we can have you, in the future,
Yeah,
when
and
playoff times.
I would love to have you on for the pick and roll. Let me talk to my guys and let's see where we can work out with that.
Man,
Yeah, the pick and
that would be
roll.
nice.
Yeah, of course, of course. So really appreciate you having me on, man. I love your content, even though it's in Spanish. I'm trying to understand here. I'm trying. I love basketball, man. I watch it every single day. I watch a lot of YouTubers, content creators who do all this stuff for a living. So I'm just like, I just love it. Even though the ratings are down. Even though
Oh
the
yeah,
NBA ratings are down, I still love this game, man. I still love it.
yeah, and the NBA is like the only sport when we got like a coverage. We got Shaq, shitting on the
Yeah.
players, telling the audience that the NBA players don't know how to play because they are shooting too many threes. But that's another topic for another day. So hopefully we can have Mitch here with us in the near future.
Of course.
So it was great, man. It was great. Thank you for being here with us. So this has been the latest edition of the MOP podcast. It was Mitch and me. We knocked that shit out of the park. It was a home run. So it was a great episode, man. I appreciate you being here.
Of course, man. Hit me up. I'm down to come on again.
So that's great, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your my ability. So until next time, everybody. I'm out. I'm Mario, and this has been the MOP podcast. I'm out, everybody. Take
See you guys.
care.